Greetings. I greet you in the name of our Father, Mother God. I'm light, I send you my light. I'm love, I send you my love. I'm gratitude, I send you my gratitude. And peace, I send you my peace. The divine in me greets the divine in you. Before we start today's reading from Lord Kryon, whom we call Jjajja Byuma among we the Baganda community, let us make a conscious breath by imagining inhaling in light and then exhaling out darkness. Let's do it together. Inhaling light, exhale out darkness. Inhaling light, exhale out darkness. Inhaling light, exhale out darkness. I'll keep on reminding you that you did not come here to work for heaven. Your true identity sits in heaven. But when you got here, the dark control has deceived you, but that you are working for heaven. But your higher self, who is your true identity, sits in heaven. So our major role of being here on earth in flesh is to bring heaven on earth. Please discover the divinity within you and stop looking for God outside of you. All right. The reading goes like this. Greetings, dear one. I'm Kryon of the Magnetic Service. Well, let's ask another thing. Why would you talk about solar flares in the love month? In the month that you are receiving this channel, that is February. These are channels often about love during this time, and I have just stated something about solar flares during this time. Is there even a potential commonality? Is there between the two something that connects them? So stay with me. I want to give the same kind of channel that I did when we spoke about that which was happening at the center of the earth regarding the magnetic field. You have to come back with me. Please listen, pay attention, because now some of the things that we say very early on that stained belief system of almost all humanity are starting to come more clear. You are starting to recognize what I told you originally as perhaps the truth. When I came to this planet in 1989, one of the first things I told you was the magnetic field of this planet is starting to change to allow for greater awareness. In other words, there was an alliance between the psychic of the earth and the magnetic field and the consciousness. We also told you we had a grid group that would work for a while and then leave. You also had those first years where you started to see runway numbers to be numbed because the magnetic field of the planet was starting to shift. And when that grid shifts, the compass starts to point in another place subtly, but not so subtly, because up to 3 degrees was changed in so many places, enough to change the runway numbers, which are compass heading. Whales, they started to beaching themselves. Didn't you notice? Because they navigate with a magnetic field. That is how they migrate. And so whereas there was ocean in one spot, suddenly there was an incras or a beach or something in their way, and they navigated just like they always did, and instead beached themselves. By the way, this stopped after a few years, showing you that they then returned to something they had adjusted to regarding the navigation that they needed to migrate. What I am telling you, dear ones, is that the magnetic grid began to shift just like I said it would be. But more than that, I told you there would be a proof rather on that which you believe is consciousness, something etheric perhaps, or intangible perhaps, would have been clarified as energy. If something has energy and you can prove it as energy, it means you can work with it, just like you work with the laws of physics. Perhaps you can push and pull, or at least you can understand more about what it is. In the early 2000s, the experiment started. Something happened. We have discussed it before, and even in the Princeton University was involved, and you got to see the magnets, the magnetics, and the consciousness has to be somehow aligned with each other. Two dimensional energies working together on this planet for something I told you would be. The magnetic grid had to change, and the subsidiaries of the change were at first when I arrived. But then it started to get more, I would say, dramatic or less remote. We gave you the channel last year about what was happening internally with the earth, where some of the core was starting to move in an odd way. That is the process of generation of the magnetic grid that you are seeing, and the magnetic grid changed slightly. One other thing, actually, there was more than one, but one other thing that we are speaking of that could really give the magnetic grid of the planet quite a push to change is a solar flash. The sun is right on schedule. It is cooperating with the shift when the solar flare occurs, especially the kind that you are seeing. That solar flare puts itself dramatically as a powerful energy into the hemisphere of the sun that you might say it then blasts the earth with radiation that you have not normally seen from the sun, which is common, except the solar flare uncommon. Sure, the sun is always radiating that kind of thing, and you are shielded with a magnetic grid. But more than being shielded with it, think of it this way. The solar flare is pushing onto this grid of the earth a new energy that actually then changes the magnetic grid slightly. So the solar flare are changing the grid. They have to. The grid is absorbing them at the same time. It is working with them, and this particular energy that we are speaking of is physical energy. The grid is physical magnetics. We have told you from the beginning, I am the magnetic master. Why do you think I have given myself that strange name? As an angelic one, you might say that it is in love with the planet that works with me. Your consciousness, your compassion, your kindness. I have come to tell you there is a change on the planet. I have told you this, and I love you so much for what you are doing, you are going through. This mechanism of consciousness you are starting to see on the planet in so many ways, this dark and the light battle you have is because as the magnetic grid changes, it starts to awaken the old souls. It starts to then enhance the mastery that is sailing through the veil. It starts to then talk to your DNA differently than it did before. It is all related. This planet of yours, all of it, has some part to play with your chemistry, with your consciousness, with the air that you breathe. And a part of this planet and what it's doing with you and for you is the magnetic grid. The solar flares are affecting this. You are told that they are dangerous. Indeed, they are. At the same time, you are shielded from them. And indeed you are, but you are not told what they might be doing with this grid, which is positive, which is good news, which is right on schedule, as it is. It is a different kind of message, isn't it? It has got to you with love. You are so loved. You are so protected in so many ways that you do not know. This is a dramatic time. This is the love of the Creator, which gives you a push to your grid so that this battle of dark and light that you're experiencing will be shorter than if it was not this way. There are so many things that you are being given on this planet to help you push away that which is, I would say, not belonging to the planet that is filled with love and mastery. Dark things do not belong to in light, dear ones. And it should take you it would have taken you so long in this battle if it were not for these things. They are happening right on schedule. I have seen them happen again. And if you could say that the other side of the veil is in love with you and gets emotional, that's the human part you are watching. That is the man in the chair I talk to. I talk to him trying to assimilate what I am giving him. He struggles for words because love is that way. It's always been that way. We are so much in love with you. Part of the things that may be mysterious, frightening, may be even dangerous, that you are being told. What is the sorafria? Can you welcome them? Thank you, Spirit, for changing this grid yet again, for helping us with the battle between us of putting light on the planet with the consciousness of the old souls who are watching right now. I am Kryon in love with all of you. And so it is. I'm Kryon of the Magnetic Service. Namaste.